Good morning, YouTube. Good morning. I believe it's a little after 5 o'clock in the morning. It's a Monday morning. It's a Monday morning. Happy Monday to everyone. We're having a wonderful start in the week on Monday. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to my YouTube creators, my subscribers, my support team, my moderators, the people that write in my comment section. I know it's early. I know it's early. Some people are not awake. Some people are still sleeping. Yeah, it is what it is. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, but I just wanted to come up real quick and talk about what I'm seeing on these YouTube streets. And one thing I'm saying for sure, for very sure, I noticed that a lot of the women on this sector of YouTube are very powerful. They're very powerful in their speech, in their behaviors, the way they laugh, and the way they hold their panels. And I respect what I'm seeing. I respect what I'm seeing. And over the weekend, Tommy Sotomayor, he had hit Moonlight's chat area, then he had hit her link, and I guess they carried on the conversation. They carried on the conversation. But before that happened, from what I'm understanding by listening to these videos, that Mr. Skinny appeared and started a whole lot of bullshit. He started an argument. He argued and he attacked so obviously. And I find it very commonplace that that's going on these YouTube streets. I find it very commonplace that a lot of these men feel it necessary to attack certain women on these YouTube streets. I find it very interesting. I find it very interesting, but I'm not surprised because we got a lot of beta males on this side, on this sector of YouTube. We got a lot of men that are weak. A lot of men that are very weak. They're men, but they actually want to be women. They're men, but they actually want to be fucking women. And the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because I have been noticing for the last couple of months that there have been certain male YouTube creators that love to attack the female YouTube creator. I remember a couple of years ago, Mr. Skinny had an issue and a problem with dealing with certain women on YouTube. He had a hard time dealing with Sister T. He had a hard time dealing with Queen Regina. He had a hard time dealing with certain other YouTube female creators at that time. And it seems that he has not changed his stripes. He has not changed his stripes. This year, he's been going and attacking Brown Skin Lady, So Obley, and a few other women on YouTube. That is what I've been noticing about him. He won't fight the men so much. Didn't he just run a play not too long ago where he got beat up? His little goat legs was in the air. I don't respect Mr. Skinny at all. I think he's a coward. I think he's a clown. I think that he wants to destroy the people that he feels that should be under him, that he should be controlling. No, these people have their own minds, their own ideas, and they're going to go off and do what they want to do. And in a way, I'm glad that Brown Skin Lady started her own channel. That way she wouldn't be subject to be under anyone. She wouldn't be subject to be under anyone. That woman showed her independence. She showed her strength. She's doing her thing. But I understand that there's an issue between her and Moonlight. I understand that there's an issue between those two women. And like I said before, I remember those videos where Moonlight, Brown Skin Lady, and So Oddly used to just carry on a very good show. A very good show. I enjoyed those three together. When they was on a panel together, the show rocked the fuck out. Right now, the show's still rocking out. Even though Moonlight is no longer over there with Brown Skin Lady and So Oddly. And it is what it is. Now, if what Brown Skin Lady saying is true, she tried to contact Moonlight from behind the scenes to talk to her, to commune with her, to communicate. And usually that's the best way to do it. That is the best way to do that. Instead of coming on a panel together on YouTube and doing a show together and then things go left. Things can't go left if you're doing something from behind the scenes. I don't care if it's a text message. I don't care if it's a phone call. I don't care if it's an email. If you and the other person was close or y'all were friends, y'all should be able to work it out behind the scenes. Shout out to the chat. That's the way I feel. And I see what I'm seeing. I know Tommy Sotomayor is using Moonlight and whoever else he can use to make himself relevant. He doesn't give a fuck about Moonlight. He doesn't give a fuck about Brown Skin Lady. He don't give a fuck about Garrett coming up there. He don't give a fuck about Mr. Skinny being up there. He don't give a fuck about KB being up there. It is what it is. He shows up because he wants to be relevant once more. And I don't blame him. He's been off of YouTube for quite some time. But before he left, I remember he was on YouTube every day doing different shows every day. Sometimes Tommy would do marathon shows. So a lot of people miss Tommy. I miss Tommy too, but I'm glad he's off of YouTube. I'm glad he's off of YouTube. He's on Rumble. He's on Twitch. He's everywhere else he needs to be. He doesn't need to come back over here to this sector of YouTube and restart the flames of disdain and anger again. Because every time he appears, he doesn't apologize to anyone. If you ever notice, he doesn't apologize to anyone for the wrongdoing or for the hurtful words he might have spoken to other people in the past in the sector of YouTube. And Tommy Sotomayor needs to be ashamed of having KB come into the sector. He should be ashamed. But I understand that there's a lot of people on this app that think that they are so powerful. They think they so above other people that they are trying to play Squid Games with the rest of you. With the rest of you that want to be their zombie, want to be in their presence. Moonlight is thirsty right now. She would do anything. She would do anything to have certain people on her panel. And then from what I understand, she's having these segments where people are paying $50 to get certain people removed from off the panel. Moonlight, what the fuck is you thinking? I understand that you're trying to make money for yourself and you're trying to do what you need to do, but don't do it at the expense of your friends, people you were cool with for years. Then all of a sudden that changed. You know what I mean? I can understand, but like I said, sometimes it's good to go behind the scenes and deal with the one that you're having issues with, especially since you guys were friends all that time. 3 years? Come on, a 3-year friendship doesn't die overnight. It doesn't die overnight. And it seems like Brown Skin Lady is interested in being friendly with Moonlight. She doesn't have any hard feelings against Moonlight. I don't see any hard feelings. But she's gonna say what she wants to say on her channel. And I don't think she's wrong. I think she's right. You know what I mean? But if she really wants to be friends with Moonlight again, just keep trying. Don't give up because Moonlight was unresponsive at that time. Moonlight is gonna come to herself. She's gonna come to herself, and I hope it ain't too late. I hope it ain't too late. But this is YouTube. This is YouTube. And I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes you'll have friendships on YouTube with different people, and there'll be a day where you don't see eye to eye. See, that's where being adult comes in. That's where being adult comes in. And no one on this app is perfect. No one in this world is perfect. It is what it is. I said what I said on the Moonlight's live video. I made a comment. She talking about she want to talk to me. There's nothing to talk about because you know what I'm saying is the motherfucking truth. And I'm going to come over here on my platform and say what I believe is true. And I know Tommy is using you. I know KB is using you. I know the Quamites are using you, Moonlight. I know. This is all too familiar to me. I've seen KB hide behind the skirts of certain female YouTube creators that's in this sector. I've seen him hide behind Sister T. I've seen him hide behind Queen Regina and a few other YouTube creators, male and female. I've seen him hide. I've seen him hide behind Mr. Skinny. So I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And you know what I'm saying is true as well, Moonlight. You know it. And I'm saying it from my platform. You know what the fucking truth is. Everyone that can see it. And I didn't watch the videos when she first had them up. I did the playback. I heard about the videos through another YouTuber. I do the playback. And sometimes I don't even have to listen to the whole thing. I listen for enough information, information to be exposed or to have gotten out to understand what the fuck is going on. And it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. It is what it is. Shout out to the chat. And that's my opinion. That's my take on it. But the female energy in the sector has always been more powerful than these beta males. Always has been more powerful. Everyone is looking. I mean, I can't understand why Moonlight is so in awe of who the fuck Tommy Sotomayor is. Tommy Sotomayor is nothing. He's nobody. I remember when he used to go and get into arguments with Cynthia G. Cynthia G I remember those days because she did destroy this man. And he would do little stupid videos about her, talking about Synthetic G. Cynthia G destroyed that motherfucker. Then I remember he went after Tanya TKO. Same thing. She destroyed him. So there were certain female energies or female identities that was on YouTube at that time that was able to go up against these so-called big YouTubers, these so-called big male YouTubers. We're watching it with Miss 504 and Hassan Campbell. I remember when those two used to go at it. I remember like it was yesterday. Shout out to the chat. And that's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see the females fall prey to the men. There's absolutely no reason for that. You got some mammies up here, some women that actually worship other male YouTube creators. I don't see any reason to do that. I honor the female more than I honor the males. And that's just me. I'm biased that way. I'm going to side with the female quicker than I would side with the male. That's just me. Shout out to the chat. That's the way I feel. And that's the way I think about things. I know it's early in the morning. I know it's early in the morning. I'm going to share this video to my other social media platforms. And I hope that when Moonlight or whoever do their videos this week, don't be a jackass for these men. Don't let these men use you. Don't be their doormat. Because the same way they're using you, playing squid games with you, they're going to find ways and reasons to throw you up under the bus. And then you'll have no other choice but to reunite with brown skinned lady over there. It's coming. It's coming. You think you're going to be all right siding with these men, and you find out later on that that's not true. And the female that you fought with, the female you argued with, the female you did videos about, they're going to come back and stand with you when you need someone to stand with you. I should know by first-hand experience what I'm talking about. And it's a very powerful thing. And, you know, the words, I'm sorry or I'm wrong, is a very powerful thing. And if you have the knowledge to accept the apology, to accept the person is saying to you, then you can survive. You can move on. You can do what you need to do for yourself. My mother used to always teach me, always tell me, say, Arabia, learn how to survive. Learn how to survive. If you do something wrong to someone, acknowledge what you did, apologize, and then move on. Give that person time to recover. Give that person some space. Don't be in their face 24/7. Learn how to survive. Learn how to stand on your own 2 feet. Certain things be happening in my life, you know, I be like wanting to pick up that phone and call that phone number. It started with 803. That phone, I'm gonna give it out. 803-484-5106. That was my mother's phone number for over 20-something years. Instead of being on YouTube with you all, I would be on the phone talking with her if she was still living. And, you know, I would tell her about certain things that I did on this YouTube app. And I know her speech. Learn how to survive. Make your bed, lay in it. You started trouble, accept what you did, move on. If you have to apologize, apologize. But move on. Don't stay stuck. And she used to get on my nerves sometimes. We didn't always see eye to eye. But there were times I used to be able to pick up the phone right about now, early in the morning, and call and just talk to her for a few minutes. And she'd be like, okay, call me back around 9 o'clock if you can. And then I'll call back around 9 o'clock, then we'll speak again. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need a sounding board. It'll be time for the day to begin again. And for some of us, the weekend is not over yet. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to my YouTube creators. All of them. Those that I'm still subscribed to and those I am not subscribed to anymore. Shout out to you, because each and every one of you has taught me something. has taught me something about life, and you taught me something about these YouTube streets and how not to take anything for granted, and don't expect people to side with you just because you do certain things for them. It doesn't matter. They got their own mind, their own will. They're not going to bend when you say to bend. They're not going to do that. They're going to be who they are regardless. They're not going to stop being who they are. They're going to be consistent with that. It's just what you do later on with the knowledge that you have learned from them. And I've learned a lot from certain people here on these YouTube streets. I've learned not to expect anything from anyone. I've learned not to expect for people to be loyal to me just because I am loyal to them. I have learned that it's more important to stay solo dolo than to join a group. Shout out to the chat. I've learned this. And I've learned that everyone is not a doormat. Everyone on this app has feelings. Everyone. Whether they express their feelings or not. Shout out to the chat. I'm out of here. Thanks for coming over. Whoever coming over to watch this video later, I thank you for your view. It's early in the morning. I understand. Peace.